commandment, don't steal.
Right.
Commands 6, 7, and 8 are the 3 commands that are just 2 words in Hebrew. Lo tirtzach, lo tidnaf, lo tignov. So you will not kill, you will not commit adultery, you will not steal. They're like a little triad.
It's a little package.
Yeah. These 3 are all about things that belong to your neighbor that are not yours. Their life, their marriage, their stuff.
Okay.
And you need to honor that.
So don't steal.
Yeah. Now, the sole purpose for stealing is you want to benefit from something that you are not currently benefiting from. So I want that. I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
But everything that my neighbor has is God's gift to them. And one way of thinking about stealing, then, it actually stems from this probably unconscious belief that I think that God should have given that gift to me.
Yeah.
That should be mine.
Maybe God made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fundamental to the story of Israel that everything that they have in the land is given to them as a gift of God. Deuteronomy 8, verse 7. For Yahweh, your Elohim, is bringing you into a good land, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates,
Yeah.
a land of olive oil and honey, a land where you'll eat food without scarcity, in which you'll lack nothing. And when you've eaten and are satisfied, you will bless Yahweh, your Elohim, for the good land that he has given you. All of that is first and foremost described as a gift of God. Yeah.
Okay, there's a simplicity and a beauty of just saying God has a purpose for what he's given to each of us. It's all a gift, and I can be content with that.
Yeah. Let's pull our next move, which has typically been to try and invert or reverse the law from a negative into a positive.
Okay.
Is there something deeper about a responsibility I have towards my neighbor and their stuff? Deuteronomy 22. You will not watch the ox of your neighbor or his sheep going astray. You will certainly return it to your neighbor. Don't ignore it.
Yeah.
Now, let's say your brother, that is your neighbor, doesn't live near you. Or let's say you don't know who he is. You should bring it into your house and keep it with you until your brother comes looking for it. Then give it back to him. This is also what you should do with his donkey. And this is also what you should do with his garment. And this is also what you should do with any of the lost property of your brother that you find. You are not allowed to withhold your help.
So you're saying flip it over.
Yeah.
Instead of asking myself, can I be content with what God's given me? I can actually ask myself, can I help be a steward of other people's stuff with them?
Help them steward their stuff.
That's like the extra generous mindset.
Totally. Yes, you really have to believe that God has given me what I need and more, and that God has given my neighbor what they need and more.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help them be good stewards of what God's given to them. Command number 9 of the 10.
You will not bear false witness against your neighbor.
The way we normally summarize the meaning of the 9th commandment is we flatten it out.
Don't tell lies.
Yeah, don't lie. But instead, it's bearing false witness. So, first of all, bearing witness. Here in the command, it's ta'anah. It's from the Hebrew verb anah, which is a fixed little phrase used to refer specifically to like legally or publicly making a declaration. It's like put your hand on the Bible.
Yeah, courtroom setting. But ancient Israel didn't have courtrooms like we have courtrooms, right?
Yes, they had city gates where the elders of a town come together.
Okay. This was the public forum
Yes.
where you would have people come and say, okay, what's your side of the story? What's your side of the story?
That's it. You're being called upon to represent your version of what you saw or witnessed or experienced. And then the kind of witness that you are bearing, false is how it gets translated, is the Hebrew word sheker.
Sheker.
Sheker. A sheker presents itself as one thing, but in reality, it's not that thing.
It's like an illusion.
It's an illusion, something that betrays, it's masquerading. You put forward, I'm a truth teller, I'm trustworthy, I'm one thing, but in reality, it's another. So you can just have words of sheker or you can do sheker.
Because the move could have been, don't lie. But there's something about the way that this command is written to say, actually, I just really want you to focus on the communal aspect.
Yeah. This is about presenting something false publicly. So these are the types of lies that affect a whole community. And that is so important. It gets its own spot in the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, why is it so important?
Yeah, it's a great question. So after the 10 commands, later in Exodus chapters 21 to 23, there's many more commands that fill out the values at work in the 10. And in them, this idea of bearing false witness is connected to violence.
What does that look like?
Yeah. Okay, here's an example from Exodus 23, verses 1 and 2.
Okay.
Don't spread a false report. Don't join your hand with a wicked man to become a witness of violence.
Become a witness of violence.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so it's describing speaking falsely about someone in public so that they get accused and punished, maybe even killed, which is what Exodus 23 goes on to say. Stay away from a false charge so that you don't bring death to an innocent or an honest person.
Ah, I see. So then you can join hands with others to be a witness of violence.
Yeah, so one person's false testimony can inspire a whole group to team up around a story about somebody that's not true.
Yeah.
Don't go along with the majority when it leads to evil. And don't give testimony in a dispute that goes along with the majority in distorting justice.
Yeah, that's unfair, and it could totally devastate people.
Yeah, especially when it's people who are socially vulnerable. Don't let justice be distorted against a needy person in their dispute.
Yeah, if someone doesn't have money or connections, they can easily be taken advantage of.
Exactly. And so this is why, at the end of this little paragraph in Exodus 23, it names a group of people who are really vulnerable to false accusations. Do not oppress an immigrant, because you know what it means to be an immigrant, because you all were immigrants in the land of Egypt.
Huh. Yeah, and this ties all of this back to Israel's story.
Yeah, they were a vulnerable group of enslaved immigrants in Egypt. And God is warning Israel so that they don't end up doing to others what Egypt did to them, because that's what inevitably happens when we bear false witness about other people in public.
Yeah, there's a high value for being a person of truth and protecting those in vulnerable situations. So flip it over, and how would we frame it?
Yeah. Hold up and celebrate and reinforce the value of truth telling in our public setting.
To the benefit of everyone.
Yeah.
Especially the vulnerable.
Yes, that's right. If Israel is meant to be the light shining in the darkness in the city on the hill, God really wants to have even their communal justice systems stand apart from the typical types of corruption and distortion that they're liable to. That is what's at stake in the 9th command.
We are at the 10th and final of the 10 commandments.
We made it. We're doing the 10th command, which is famously translated as covet. Do not covet.
Do not covet.
Now, that word is accurate, technically, but the word covet in English buries something that I think is really interesting that I want us to see.
Okay.
So the Hebrew word here is chamad, and it's the word desire. You will not desire your neighbor's house. You will not desire your neighbor's wife or his male slave or his female slave, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor.
Desire.
Desire. Command 10's different than all the others. So all the other commands refer to behavior that is observable, actions that you can see. Desire is completely internal.
Yeah.
So in a way, the 10th command comes back and it addresses the thing upstream of murder and adultery and stealing and bearing false witness. Why would you do any of those things? Probably you have a desire that's driving your decisions.
It's the undercurrent for everything.
Now, not all desire is bad, just like in the Garden of Eden.
Yahweh Elohim planted a garden in Eden. He placed there the human who he had formed, and Yahweh Elohim caused to sprout from the ground every tree desirable for sight and good for eating.
Yeah, so every tree in the garden is both desirable and it looks good. And that word desirable is the word chamad. So there's one tree then that will be desirable in the garden, that will look good, and it's going to kill you, which is of course not good. So desire itself can lead to either life or to death. And I guess the question then raised by the tree is, how am I supposed to know the difference?
Yeah. You need to learn to listen to the wisdom of God.
Right. So it has to be significant that all of the wisdom of the 10 words ends right here with addressing human desire. And wisdom is all about training our desires to become more and more aligned with God's desires. And this is just like what Jesus taught us to pray, which is, may your kingdom come, Father, and may your desire be done.
All right, the 10 Commandments.
Or the 10 words, as God calls them. These are not 10 rules to check off of a list.
Right.
These are 10 ways to hear God's voice and wisdom that can lead us into a deeper, richer kind of life.
Yeah. Also, these all invite us into thinking about the story of the Bible.
Yes. It starts with, who is the God of the Bible?
Yeah, and then what does it mean that God made us to be his image?
Right. Can I represent God faithfully while trusting that he will lead all creation to its completion?
Yeah. And in the meantime, there's this bold vision for what it means to be human.
Right. To honor those who have come before us, to preserve life, and to commit to love, and also to generosity. Using truth to protect the vulnerable, and then ultimately to align our desires with God's desire.
Yeah, there it is. The 10 words.
10 matters of cosmic importance that we can meditate on in our communities so that we can discover God's wisdom together.